Welcome back to the Crochet Creatives with my friends at Yarnspirations.com. This is the Eyelet Waves crochet blanket with brand new yarn called Bernat Maker Splash. So it's very similar to the Bernat Maker here, but it is toned up differently in coloring, and it will be coming out later in 2025. Find it on Yarnspirations.com. This particular wave blanket is eyelets. Not only are the eyelets going in the horizontal, but they're also going in the vertical direction with a nice easy 2-row repeat pattern. So I'm going to be demonstrating that today. If you'd like to change the size of this pattern, it's in multiples of 22 plus 5. So if you'd like to do that, you can alter it in any way, but of course when you do that, it changes the yarn quantity, and just be aware of this. This blanket is 56 inches wide by 60 inches long. Let's begin our journey and show you a sample. So here's a sample of what it looks like. I used Red Heart Bitty stripes just with a 5mm size H crochet hook last night. So what I would like to point out to you is that the base of one of these is different from the next row. So you'll see 3 together one time, but then you'll see 3 single crochets in a row the next. And so just don't get confused by that, because that was throwing me off a bit. But other than that, it's actually a pretty easy pattern to be able to follow, and it's not going to be as heavy because this is a cotton based yarn that you'll be playing with, and also the eyelets provide some airy space as well. Let's grab our 8mm size L crochet hook and let's play. So let's begin our journey. You can either chain 181, which is the same multiple as 22 plus 5, or you can just do 22, 22, 22. The difference is that when you do a straight line, it'll be longer in the sense that once it starts to dip on the first row, you're going to notice is that that long chain is going to be much more narrow because it's going to go up and down. So either chain 181 or do the multiples of 22 plus 5. So I'll demonstrate a multiple. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22. So this is one multiple, so this is one dippy dip. So when it's long like this, it looks much longer, but then it actually will come down like this and make it much more narrow. So just be cautious of that. So chain of multiples of 22, and at the end of the chain, once you're happy with the length, just add 5 more, which is where I'll pick you up in a moment. So only if you're doing the multiples. I've got now 2 multiples of 22 and 22. I'm happy with the width of it. I'm just going to tell you that, and I'm going to chain an extra 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that will give you the balance, so it'll keep it equal within the edging. Let's commence ourselves to row number 1, and there's a stitching diagram that's available to you as well. On page number 2 of the pattern, we're going to be working our way across. So one row is basically a dense double crochet going up and down, and the next one is more airy. So we're going to commence ourselves to row number 1. Let's begin that. So let's begin first row. We're going to go 5th chain from the hook, so we count back 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Get the back hump of the chain because it'll look nicer, and I need you to double crochet there. Okay, so this is going to count as 1 double crochet, chain 1, and 1 double crochet into the same stitch. So now the next 8 on the back hump of the chains are going to be 1 double crochet each. So we'll count those out to make sure we get them right. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So there's going to be 8 that are by itself after you've done the first section here. So there should be 8. So now we're going to do a dip. We're going to do like the valley. So I'm going to say it's a valley when it's on the bottom, peak when it's on the top. So we're going to do 3 together double crochet, but watch how you do it. You're going to wrap your hook and do the first stitch, or the first chain after the last one, going in, pull through, pull through 2 and hold. Now the next one is not the next chain, it's the second one over. So wrap and going into the second one over, pull through 2 and hold. And we still have one more to do, and it's not the next chain, it's the one after that. Okay, so it's providing the extra space you need to have that nice turn. Once you see the 4 loops on the hook, you're just going to pull through all 4, and that was a 3 together double crochet that is spanning over a total of 5 stitches or 5 chains. So now the next 8 are going to take you to the peak. So starting in the very next chain, do 8 going up. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So no matter which section that you're on, for in the peaks, they're always the same no matter what row. And in the next chain, you're going to apply the following: 1 double crochet first, and then chain 3, and 1 double crochet into the same stitch. And that will provide the turn that is needed to now go down. Okay, so we've been going down, up, and now we're down again. So the magic number is 8. So we start with the next chain and we start going 8 single crochet down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, and now we're need to go back up, but we have to complete the bottom, the valley first. 3 together, double crochet. So wrap the hook, use the next chain, going in, yarn over, pull through 2 and hold. We skip the next chain and use the second one over, wrap and going in, pull through 2 and hold. Skip the next chain, go to the second chain after that, pull through 2 and hold, and then pull through all 4 loops, and that's a 3 together. So you're going to go up and down on your chain all the way across to create the up and down motion that you see. So eventually you're going to come up and you're going to go in the up motion to take you to the very end. So after the last valley is completed, you're going up 8. So 8 is always a consistent number when it's in these solids. Solid meaning it's just all double crochet going up or down. So this is number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And this should leave you just 1 chain left over at the end. Okay, so after the 8th's in, and in the last chain, you are going to provide the following. You're going to do a double crochet, a chain 1, and a double crochet into the same stitch. And then that will get you ready to then complete and continue along to then go on to row number 2. So row number 2 and 3 is going to be the repeat, and then you will finish off whenever you get to the height. So let's go on to row number 2. Okay, let's turn around and go on to row number 2. 2 and 3 is the repeat. So we have a solid here. So now the next one is going to be the eyelets. So when you start here, you're going to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, that's considered a double crochet, and the fourth chain is a chain one space. You were going to come right into the space that was existing below, and you're going to double crochet right into that open space. You were then going to chain one, and you were going to skip the first double crochet and go to the second, and there's going to be a total of 3 standalone double crochets that will exist before you get to the bottom. So we're going to go second stitch over, then chain one, skip one, double crochet in the next, chain one, skip the next one, double crochet in the next, and then chain one. So these 3 are going to stand alone, so just ignore the edge. So these are by itself, and so next we are going to do a 3 double crochets in a row. But watch what we do. We're going to skip the next one, so we've already chained one. We've skipped the next one, and we double crochet the one after that. Okay. Then we skip one, and we go to this one. This is the middle of the bottom, and we double crochet into that. Then we skip the next one, and we double crochet the one after that. So in this row, it's not a together stitch, it's just 3 double crochets that are spaced out with the bottoms just kind of the different anchor. So now we're going to go up the peak. So we're going to chain one to start, skip the next one, and double crochet the one after that. And you do that until you can see the 3 are standing alone. So chain one, skip one, double crochet the next, chain one, skip one, double crochet in the next. These are the 3 standalones here. So this is part of the base, so ignore that. These are the 3 by itself. Chain one, and you're going to go right into the top peak. The top peak is the same as what I showed you before. It's going to be a double crochet, chain 3, and a double crochet. And now we're going to head down. So chain one to start, skip the first one out, go to the second, and you're going to create those 3 standalone double crochet. So chain one after it, skip the next one, double crochet the one after that. Chain one, skip one, double crochet after that. Chain one. So these are the 3 standalones that are in the side. So just ignore the peak. And so skip one, and you're going to double crochet the one after that. This is the valley. Skip one, double crochet the one after that. This is the base of the valley. Skip one and double crochet the one after that. So you're going to go up and down in the same motion to create the waves. Okay, so just keep an eye on these bases here. That's where I was getting confused when I was trying it on my own. So you're going to head over to the end. So when you're ready for that, if you're not, just put me on pause. And if you're ready, just chain one, skip one, and double crochet going back up. Chain one, skip one, double crochet the one after that. Chain one, skip one, double crochet after that. And now the ending to do this is kind of unusual. So just chain one to start, and you were going to put everything into the 3rd chain up. Okay, so just ignore the space. So you're skipping over this double. You're going to go right here, and you were going to reach over and double crochet, chain one, and double crochet again into the same one, just like that. And that would be how you would finish that. So we're now going to go on to row number 3, which will make it solid like we had before, and let's play with that next. Let's turn our work and do row number 3. So we're now going to fill in the spaces plus use the double crochets as we go. Watch the bases here on when you're doing those together. It's going to be 3 together using all 3 of these ones that are making up the base, but we'll get there in just a moment. So to start, you are going to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Use the space, the chain 1 space right here, and that's where you're going to start with a double crochet. Okay, so now that you got that in, there's going to be 8 double crochets that will take you before you're going to get to the base here. So you're going to use the double crochets and a chain 1 space when you're playing. So we'll just count those because it's fun, I suppose. So double crochet in the first double crochet. So we have 1, use the space for the next, 2, double for the next, this is 3, space is 4, double crochet is 5, space is 6, double crochet is 7, and then use the space for 8. And you can see that took you right directly below before you got to this. So here you're going to do a 3 together double crochet using all 3. So we're not skipping stitches like we were as we do on row number 2. So just start with the first one, pull through, go to the next double crochet, pull through, next double crochet in, pull through, and pull through all 4 loops when you're ready. So now you're going to start in the next space right directly after it, and you're doing 8 going up. So either use the space or the double crochets. So this is number 2. This is 3 into the space, 4 into the stitch, 5 into the space, 6 into the stitch, 7 into the space, and 8 will take you to the last stitch before you hit a corner. So in the corner here, you're going to do what you already know is a double crochet and chain 3. So a corner would be a peak as well. And double crochet. So double crochet, chain 3, double crochet. So you'll start off in the first double crochet right after that, and you do 8 going down. So use those spaces. I'm not even sure you really have to count once you get used to this, to be honest. You can just look where the stitches are going to go. Okay. And I'm looking for where I can see the base of those, the valley is. So this should technically be the 8th one because it's in the space before the 3. So I could count that if I want to. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm confident that I would not need to count that in the future. And then over the next 3 of these, it's a 3 together double crochet. So you're just going to go up and down in the motion, and you're making this as a solid row, and then you're going to repeat these rows over and over again. So when you're ready for the final ending, you're going to come up and you'll do 8 going up. Okay, and you keep going right to the top here. Okay, and you were going to use this last one. So there should be a total of 8 going up from the bottom here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's good. And then what you're going to do is use the 3rd chain up over here, and you were going to place in a double crochet. Make sure you go right into a chain. Don't go into a space because it won't hold. Okay, double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet. So at this particular part of the pattern, you're just going to use the video chapters, and you can scroll back to row number 2 if you need a recap of that, and you'll do rows number 2 and 3 until the blanket is approximately 60 inches, and you will finish on a 3rd row, which is the solid row here, to make sure that it's solid like it was at the very start. That's it for today. We hope you've enjoyed. Bye-bye.